We're going to talk about cymbals and about crashes. I always love the sound of crashes and about cymbals. It brings me back to my childhood where I had to learn how to play drums. We still have a drum kit here at the Instigate Studios and once in a while I just go sit there and play some of these rhythms again, and cymbals are so important to your mix. And sometimes when you remove the cymbals from your mix, it's going to sound very empty and very weird. So a lot of people really underestimate the importance of using cymbals in your mix and how to get them right and how to import them, make easy little loops with it. I'm going to try to show you. In front of me, I have the samples that we edited on the percussion side, some of these claps, we have the kick drum, and for now I'm going to remove them real quick just to have a nice and clean plate in front of me. I'm going to make a few new channels here, so I'm going to click the plus, go to audio, and I'm just going to, let's say, add 5 of new tracks, create. Make sure you drag them in the group, because right now they're solo and standalone. As you can see, it does not have the line here that connects them together. So I'm going to hold shift, select 1 to 24 and drag them in the group. So now they're part of the group. I'm going to actually import a cymbal by going to splice again and use loop. Let's see, I'm going to go for samples, packs. I'm going to try to find my own one because I know exactly what is in my own pack when it comes to loops and cymbals. And sometimes I have a hard time finding my own. There we go. Okay. Cymbals. A lot of the used cymbals in my songs you're going to hear back. Well, there you go. This is a nice loop that we can use to try out what happens if I import it. So before we do that, I want to go make sure I go to the left top of my screen to Logic Pro, to File, go to Project Settings, click General, and go back to Smart Tempo. And let's see if it's listening to our option when we drag something in the project. So I'm going to click Align Bars and Beats, same for Set New Recordings, close my tab here, go back to Splice, and I'm going to see if my loop is going to be converted from 128 BPM to 126, which is our project speed. So I'm going to drag it in and see what happens. As you can see, it already detects it's a different BPM, and we're just going to have it show us. And it basically already fixed the issue, so I don't have to have a look at what's happening here. I'm going to close it by double tapping X. And as you can see, the loop is already fitted in, squeezed in nicely on the right tempo, converted from 128 to 126 because of that setting. I'm going to hold Control and Option, use the arrows to zoom in to my taste. I always like to have the sample big in front of me so I know and see what's happening. A nice little tip also is when you click the sample, you can change the gain at the left side of region by just holding your mouse, your left mouse click, and just drag it down or drag it up. For me, it took me 10 years to realize I could do it like this. Just I wanted to show you guys. Now I know it. So yeah, we don't have to change this. This is already perfectly fine in place. And if you want to change it, a nice option in Logic is when you see this little icon here which says Show Height Flex. Now, Flex is a really nice option in Logic to turn and twist and maybe change some of the settings of converting your tempo speed. So I can go for slicing, which is already detected by Logic as it says slicing here on automatic. You can go for monophonic for rhythmic when you have more of these like loops that are, you know, rhythmic. You can go for polyphonic when it's synthesizers. Monophonic I would use for basses, speed effects, and tempo phone I barely ever use. So I would go for slicing on automatic or go rhythmic polyphonic when you have some specific needs on your slicing and your converting. So right now I'm going to leave it on auto because it sounds perfectly fine. And if you want to make some adjustments, you can just change, you know, the slice right here by holding your mouse down, and the yellow line will light up whenever it is stuck to the bar. And you can see it really sticks to every bar that is close. And if you want to change that, there's an easy way to do that by changing snap here at the right top. You can actually put that on bar, beats, division, ticks, frames, quarter frames. And one thing that I changed a lot is just this option here, snap region to absolute value instead of relative value. Now, if you click this one, it's gonna listen to exact all the smart little lines instead of just listening to the global lines. You see it snaps to all the lines that you can see in your screen. Obviously, I'm not going to do that for now. I'm going to keep it at relative just to make it easy. So I think this loop was already perfectly fine, so I'm going to close flex. And it is fine for now. Actually, it's a little bit too fast, so I'm going to have to switch it on again. There we go. And Logic automatically converts it back to the right speed. Closing flex time. And yeah, that's how you import a loop and make sure that it is listening to the right tempo of your project and that you're ready to go for the next step.